So today we're going to talk how to convert rational numbers to different ways. The first thing that we're going to talk about is fractions, taking a fraction to a decimal. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. You need to copy down this chart so you have this chart as a reference. Okay? So let's convert the fraction 5/8 to a decimal. What we are going to do is the 8 is going to go on the outside and the 5 will go inside. So we're going to divide. Okay? And when we divide this, our answer becomes 0.625. Okay? So when we want to take a decimal and make it a fraction, our numerator becomes this number of 28. And the 8, the place value of the last number, is your denominator. And I will have to reduce. And so this answer becomes 7/25. So remember here, the numerator was equal to 28 and the denominator was 100, which is the place value. Okay? When we want to take a percent and make it a decimal, here's our decimal that we can't see. We're going to move this 2 places to the right. So our answer becomes 1.25. So remember, we move the decimal 2 places to the right. Okay. Next one, when we want to take a decimal and make it to a percent, this time we're going to move it 2 places to the right here. So I made a mistake. This is not 2 places to the right. This is 2 places to the left. Okay, so again, from percent to decimal, it's to the left. From decimal to percent, it's to the right. Okay, the last one we're going to do, the last set of pair, we're going to take a fraction and make it a percent. So I'm going to set me up a proportion and I'm going to say x over 100, and I get 8x equals 100. I divide by 8 and x is equal to 12.5%. Okay? The last one, we're going to take this percent and make it a fraction. So it doesn't matter what you do, it's always going to be 126 over 100, because a percent always means over 100. So I'm going to take 126 over 100. I'm going to divide and reduce. And I get 61/50 as my answer. Okay? So this is the chart, and you should go ahead and copy all of this down. We're going to do 1 or 2 practice problems so we know how to convert. Looking for my eraser. Okay? Okay. So let's take a percent to a decimal, and then I'm going to take that to a fraction. So let's start with 56%. Okay? That's what I've given you. And so what I'm going to do is here to move it here, I'm gonna take my decimal and move it 2 places to the left. 1, 2. So this becomes 0.56. Then, to take this as a fraction, this becomes my numerator, 56. And the place value of that 6 is 100. And then I will reduce which becomes 28 over 50. Okay, now I can reduce that again, and that will become 14 over 25. Okay, again, if I give you a fraction of 2/3, okay, and I want to make that a decimal, so I'm going this way. I am going to divide 3 into 2.00. That becomes 0.66 as a decimal, so I divide it. And if I have to make that a percent, I'm going to move 2 places to the right, and it becomes 66%. All right? If I give you a decimal, okay, and I want to make it a percent, remember I got to move 2 places to the right, so it becomes 12.4%. And then if I want to make this a fraction, it becomes 124 over the place value of the 4, which is 1,000. Okay, and from there I would reduce. If you have any questions about place value, please hit us up on Google Classroom.